Hey, it's Angela.
Hey, it's Richie here with your Week 11 Saturday football picks. My previews, you can check them out later. But this is straight picks. The first game Saturday, Mississippi State against Alabama. Alabama's really good, so Alabama I think wins.
I'm going Mississippi State because I want upset.
LSU Tigers taking on Arkansas. LSU they'll bounce back. Arkansas's not great. Well, actually I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas wins, but I'm gonna go with LSU.
I'm going with LSU.
Michigan taking on Rutgers. Rutgers sucks. I'm gonna go with Michigan.
Good. Rutgers.
Auburn are coming off a nice win against Texas A&M. Georgia just destroyed Kentucky, which isn't that big of a deal. But I kind of want to go with Auburn, but fuck it. Let's go with Auburn.
Auburn.
Yeah.
And I'll go for Auburn.
Oklahoma State. This is Bedlam taking on Oklahoma. This should be high scoring. Oklahoma's offense is good. Oklahoma State's offense is pretty good. Oklahoma's defense is not very good. But I think Oklahoma wins though.
So it'll be back and forth?
Yeah.
I'll go for Oklahoma State.
Yeah. All right, Washington State taking on Colorado. I think Washington State should win.
Washington State. All right, I will too.
Kentucky, they're going to go take on Tennessee. I still don't believe in Kentucky, but Tennessee is not that good, so I guess I'll go with Kentucky.
All right, I'll go for Tennessee.
South Carolina at Florida. South Carolina is coming off a big win against Ole Miss. Florida has sucked the last 2 games. That being said, I'm going to hope that Florida gets off and wins, so I'm going with Florida.
I'm going to go Florida.
Navy taking on UCF. Navy is not very good this year. UCF had a few extra days to prepare. I think UCF should win. This shouldn't be too close. I think UCF, their offense will be too much.
But they have to watch out for the triple option.
Yeah, they do, but Navy hasn't been very... I mean, they always do, but this year, I don't know what it is, but Navy just hasn't been very good.
I'm going for UCF as well.
And those extra couple days help UCF to prepare for it because they had a Thursday game. TCU, she had to pick. She had to decide. It was between a military school and a Florida school.
Oh yeah, UCF versus me.
But it's her where she went to school too. So.
UCF.
All right, TCU taking on West Virginia. This should be West Virginia. Pretty big.
All right, I'll go for West Virginia.
Wisconsin taking on Penn State. This is kind of interesting. Penn State just got demolished by Michigan. Wisconsin, they're ground and pound, they're a hard-nosed team. They have a really good running back in Jonathan Taylor, maybe the best in the country. Penn State's got a really good quarterback. It's at Penn State. I think they're kind of embarrassed. I think Penn State ends up winning.
I'm going to go for Wisconsin.
Oregon at Utah. Utah just lost, and unfortunately Utah's quarterback is out for this season, so I'm going to go with Oregon.
Oregon. Okay, I'll go for Oregon.
Northwestern against Iowa. This might be kind of close, but I'll go with Iowa.
Alright, then I'll go for Northwestern.
Ole Miss against Texas A&M. I have a hard time with this. Ole Miss's offense is really good. A&M's, they let one slip away against Auburn. But I'm going to lean with Texas A&M. I think maybe A&M bounces back.
I'll go for Ole Miss.
Baylor Bears taking on Iowa State Cyclones. This will be also even as well, but I'm going to lean with Baylor. I'm going to go with that.
I'm going to go with Iowa State.
Purdue taking on Minnesota. Purdue just had a last-second win against Iowa. Minnesota just got killed by Illinois, so I think Purdue should win.
I'm going for Purdue.
Miami and Georgia Tech. Miami, they're on a 3-game losing streak or 2-game losing streak, whatever. Georgia Tech leads the nation in rushing. They have the triple option offense. I don't see how Miami will stop it. I think Georgia Tech wins.
I'm still gonna go for Miami.
Virginia Tech taking on Pitt. Pitt Panthers had a nice win against Virginia. Virginia Tech's kind of sliding. This is actually really big for that side of the ACC because it's between Pitt, Virginia Tech, and Virginia. And basically, whoever wins this is in the driver's seat for that division. Oh. I'm gonna give Virginia Tech the edge.
Okay, I will too.
USF taking on Cincinnati. USF just got demolished last week. They got killed. Cincinnati's a really good team. I want to see South Florida win, but as badly as they played the last couple games on defense and then offense last week, I gotta go with Cincinnati.
I'm going with USF.
Cal taking on USC. Cal's got a really good defense. USC kind of been okay. Their running games had a nice game last week. This could be well, I guess technically they both have 5 wins, but I'll give USC the edge. I'll go with them.
Okay. I'll go with USC.
Illinois taking Nebraska. Nebraska killed Minnesota, but Illinois killed Minnesota. Nebraska almost beat Ohio State. I'm going to go with Nebraska with this. Nebraska, they're not going to be able to get to a bowl game this year, but next year, watch out for them.
I'm going for Nebraska.
Maryland taking on Indiana. This should be pretty even. I'm going with Maryland though.
I'll go for Indiana.
Ohio State taking on Michigan State. This might be good. Michigan State's defense is really good, but their offense, they've been struggling at quarterback the last couple of games. I'm gonna go with Ohio State.
I'm going with Buckeyes.
Kansas taking on Kansas State. This actually might be pretty even. Both are Kansas State's kind of underperforming this year. Kansas is kind of overperforming this year slightly. You know what? I'm gonna go with Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah.
So it's rivalry.
Yeah.
And I'll go
It's
for...
a sunflower, my rivalry or whatever.
Then I'll just go for competition, Kansas State.
Vanderbilt taking on Missouri. I think Missouri probably should win.
I'll go for Missouri.
Southern Methodist taking on UConn. SMU's coming off a huge win against Houston. I think they take care of UConn. So SMU, I think, wins.
I'm going to go for UConn.
BYU and UMass. UMass is tricky. They got to go to... BYU has to go across the country from Utah to Massachusetts. UMass can throw it around. But that being said, I think BYU wins. So
I'm going to go for UMass.
1AA Lafayette taking on Army. This shouldn't be a problem. Army should win.
I'm going for Army.
Tulsa, Memphis. Tulsa's record doesn't look good. They have a pretty decent running game, but Memphis has one of the best running backs in the country, Darrell Henderson. Their quarterback, Brady White's pretty good. Memphis should win. I think it'll take them to 6 wins and bowl eligibility.
I'll go for Memphis.
Akron and Eastern Michigan. This might be close. Akron's kind of a tough... They're kind of mediocre, but they're kind of a tricky team. And Eastern Michigan isn't a powerhouse, but Eastern Michigan, they're 1 win away from 6 wins, from maybe going to a bowl. I'm giving the edge to Eastern Michigan.
I will too.
North Carolina taking on Duke. North Carolina, their record isn't good, but they've been in most of their games this year. Duke, they just beat Miami. I kind of feel like North Carolina might win, but I'm gonna go with Duke. So
I'm going for Duke.
yeah. All right, it's a pretty big game in the Sun Belt. Troy taking on Georgia Southern. Troy, they're undefeated in the conference play. They're 7-2 overall. Georgia Southern, they just lost last week, but they're 7-2 also. They're one of the top teams in the country in rushing. They have that triple option. This will be a really interesting game. I'm not sure who to go with here, but I'm gonna go to Troy. But this should be a really good game.
I'm going to go for Georgia Southern.
North Texas taking on Old Dominion. Old Dominion can kind of pass around, but North Texas, they have a really good passing offense. They have a pretty good overall team, so I think North Texas should win. I wouldn't be surprised if this were a high scoring game, but I think North Texas wins it.
I'm going to go for Old Dominion.
UCLA taking on Arizona State. UCLA's been more competitive lately, but Arizona State, they just beat Utah by a lot. They beat USC the week before. I think Arizona State should win.
I'll go for Arizona State.
The Charlotte 49ers taking on Marshall. Charlotte's weird. Their defense is actually, they're 6th in the nation in rushing defense. They just held an SEC team, Tennessee, to 20 rushing yards, which is saying a lot. But that being said, I think Marshall should win.
I'll go for Marshall.
Liberty at Virginia. Virginia better not take Liberty lightly. They have a really good offense. They have the potential here. Virginia, it says they're ranked, but they're not. They won't be this week. But I kind of want to pick Liberty, but I'll go with Virginia. But they better not sleep on them because Liberty can move the ball.
I'm gonna go for Liberty.
Bowling Green, Central Michigan. Both teams aren't great, but Bowling Green at least can move the ball a little bit. They can pass it. Central Michigan hasn't been able to do anything this year, so I'm gonna go Bowling Green.
I'll go for Bowling Green.
All right, Middle Tennessee taking on UTEP. Middle Tennessee got bowl eligible. UTEP finally won after losing 20 in a row, so I'm gonna go with Middle Tennessee State.
Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, New Mexico taking on Air Force. This should be kind of even. Air Force is triple option. New Mexico. I don't know. I'm gonna go to New Mexico with that.
I'm going for Air Force.
San Jose State, Utah State. Utah State should kill them. Utah State's got one of the top scoring offenses in the nation. Or like top 3, and Utah State wins.
I'm Utah State.
Appalachian State and Texas State. Texas State played pretty well the last couple of games, but Appalachian State's a good overall team, so I think Appalachian State wins.
I'll go for Appalachian State.
East Carolina taking on Tulane. These kind of even, kind of two sides. Like Tulane runs it kind of triple option-ish-esque. Eastern Carolina, they passed it all over the place. I'll go with Tulane though.
Tulane. I'll go for East Carolina.
Western Kentucky taking on Florida Atlantic. West Kentucky's not good at all. Florida Atlantic can. Seems like maybe they finally grooved this last game, so I think Florida Atlantic will win.
Florida Atlantic.
Georgia State, Louisiana. Louisiana has been pretty tough this year. Georgia State's not. They can move it a little bit, but I'm gonna go with Louisiana.
Me too.
Louisiana Monroe take on South Alabama. Louisiana Monroe has a pretty decent offense. They only need one more win to get to 6 and maybe a bowl game. So I think Louisiana Monroe wins.
I'll go for Louisiana Monroe as well.
This will be one of the top games in the Sun Belt. Arkansas State at Coastal Carolina. This should be even, but I'll go with Arkansas State and their quarterback Justice Hansen should be the difference.
So you're going for Arkansas State?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Coastal Carolina.
Temple taking on Houston. Temple, they played UCF tough, almost beat them. Houston, though, they got upset. They're coming off of a loss. I think Houston probably bounces back, unfortunately for Temple. But this actually might be a pretty close game. I wouldn't be surprised if Temple won, but I'm going to go with Houston.
Alright, I'll go for Temple.
Alright, Rice taking on Louisiana Tech. Rice is on a 9-game losing streak. They're the team that UTEP just beat. Louisiana Tech, even though they lost bad to Mississippi State, they're still pretty good. It's USA team. So I think Louisiana Tech should win.
I'll go for Louisiana Tech.
Florida International taking on UTSA. Florida International got beat pretty bad last week by Florida Atlantic, but I think they bounced back, so I think Florida International wins.
I'm going for FIU.
Florida State taking on Notre Dame. This is kind of tough because I kind of want Notre Dame to lose. Florida State, they haven't been very good this year. They have the talent to keep with Notre Dame, but they've just not the team this year. They just haven't been very good. As a team, I'm gonna say Notre Dame, but I'm gonna say they are an upset alert.
To Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I'm going for FSU.
Texas taking on Texas Tech. This might be maybe a high scoring game. It depends. Texas Tech and their quarterback. Earlier in the year, he missed a few games because of a partially collapsed lung. And then in the last game against Oklahoma, he played the first half and was really good, and then had to be taken to the hospital again during the game because of his lung. So I don't know if he'll play. If he plays, I think Texas Tech's got a pretty good shot. But I'll go with Texas.
Texas was the one that was a black last night. In the black
That was
uniform.
Texas Tech.
I mean Texas Tech.
Yeah.
That was on black last night.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going for Texas Tech.
Southern Miss taking on UAB. UAB's just really, really good. I'm going to go with UAB.
UAB as well.
Clemson taking on Boston College. On paper, this looks like it might be good. Boston College is a pretty decent team. They have a good running game, but Clemson, they look almost as good as Alabama. So I'm going to go with Clemson.
I'm going Boston College.
Oregon State taking on Stanford. Oregon State might give them a little trouble, but I think Stanford should win.
I go for Stanford.
UNLV against San Diego State. UNLV has the potential to get on offense. San Diego State, Juwan Washington, the running back who I was touting in the beginning of the year, he's back. He came back last night and ran for 95 yards and 11 carries. I think that's the difference. So I think San Diego State wins.
What are the jersey colors?
They're both red.
That doesn't
San Diego State's red and black mostly.
Alright, I'll go for UNLV.
Colorado State take on Nevada. This potentially could be high scoring. Colorado State's passing offense isn't bad, but Nevada, they're 1 win away. They want to get to a bowl game, so I think Nevada wins.
What is the jersey colors of these?
Blue and silver for Nevada, and red and gold, or green and gold for Colorado State.
Oh, green and gold. That sounds pretty. Alright, Colorado State.
Alright, those are our picks for Saturday. Go check out my reviews and previews and all that other stuff. Peace.
See ya.